Welcome back to High Stakes. Today, we will be discussing the following MLB matches that is happening on Sunday, August 13, 2023. We will be providing our team, total and prop picks for the day. Before we get started, please remember to subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss any of our videos. If you want access to our premium picks, you can check out our Patreon page. You can find the link to our Patreon page in the description and comments section below. Chicago Cubs vs Toronto Blue Jays. Take the Toronto Blue Jays. And here is why. The Chicago Cubs have been one of the better offensive teams in the entire sport as they are sitting in 8th place in the majors with a .753 ops while scoring 5.06 runs per game up to this point. This lineup has been doing well on the road as they are 11th in MLB as they have a .733 ops while averaging 4.61 runs in their 56 road games thus far. Left fielder Ian Happ has done very well towards the top of this Cubs lineup as he has a .242, .367, .403 line with 13 home runs, 53 RBIs, 49 runs scored, and 9 stolen bases on 11 attempts. Jameson Taillon has been struggling this year, according to his baseball savant page, as he is in the 11th percentile in whiff percentage. Taillon has 7 different pitches with 5 of them being thrown at least 11% of the time. He faced the Blue Jays 6 different times last season as a member of the New York Yankees as he finished 4-2 in 34.1 innings and gave up 10 runs on 33 hits with 1 hit by pitch, 3 walks and 33 strikeouts. Comparing the pitching performances of these teams since the All-Star break, a notable disparity emerges. Toronto stands out, leading the league with an impressive 3.29 team ERA across 28 games, whereas Chicago ranks 16th with a team ERA of 4.59 during the same period. A similar distinction is observed in the bullpen performance for the entire season. The Cubs occupy the 11th position with a reliever ERA of 3.97, while the Blue Jays secure a commendable 3rd spot with a bullpen ERA of 3.52. Given these statistics, it appears favorable to predict a victory for the Toronto Blue Jays in this game, allowing them to avoid being swept. Our total pick is over 9, and here is why. These offenses have been doing incredibly well since the All-Star break, as in their 28 games since then, the Blue Jays are averaging 4.25 runs per game, while the Cubs are scoring 6.54 runs per game. These teams have been hitting home runs well as in the month of August, Chicago is 3rd with 22 home runs as a team, while Toronto is tied for 18th with 13 homers thus far. All in all, go with over 9 runs, as it seems to be the better option here. Texas Rangers vs San Francisco Giants. Take San Francisco. And here is why. The Texas Rangers, 70-47, have been absolutely red hot in recent weeks, and after taking home the first 2 games in this series, they'll finish up against the San Francisco Giants, 62-55, on Sunday, as they both look to cement playoff spots in 2023. After welcoming legendary manager Bruce Bochy home over the past 2 games, the Giants will now look to bounce back behind their ace, and with the Rangers lineup being as hot as they are, this is bound to be the best battle of the series. The Texas Rangers have been one of baseball's best teams in 2023 thus far, and after a slump that saw the Houston Astros catch them in the AL West standings, they've gone on another tier, posting a 9-1 record over their past 10 games. In their past 5 games on the road, they've been just as good with a 4-1 mark, as well as being 7-2 in their past 9 games played against teams with a record above .500, and this is their chance to make another big statement on Sunday night. Through 2 games in this series, the Rangers have shown why their lineup is the most lethal in all of baseball, as they have thoroughly outplayed San Francisco, and as the series wraps on Sunday afternoon, we may be in for the best battle of the series thus far. In their past 10 head-to-head battles, the Giants have come away with a 6-4 record, and with their ace Logan Webb on the mound, this gives San Francisco a major advantage, and with the home crowd willing them on to push for a playoff spot, this is must win, and they will show it on Sunday. Our total pick is under 8 runs. And here is why. The 2 games to kick this series off have been a tale of 2 opposites, as the first saw a 2-1 pitchers duel and the second a 9-4 offensive explosion, but going on history and the 2 starters taking the mound, as well as the under sitting at 5-5 in their past 10 games, expect another close, low-scoring affair. For the Rangers, the under sits at 7-3 in their past 10 overall games, and for San Francisco, that mark sits at 6-4, and with the number 12 pitching staff in baseball, battling number 7 in terms of ERA, this should be another example of great pitching outdoing good hitting. Colorado Rockies vs Los Angeles Dodgers. Take the Dodgers with the run line. And here is why. The Rockies and Dodgers wrap up a 4-game set between NL West foes on Sunday. Colorado, 45-71 Sioux, 5th in NL West, firmly in last in the division, will go with LHP Kyle Freeland, 4-12, 4.84 ERA, as their starter. Los Angeles, 69-46, first in NL West, will counter with LHP Julio Urias, 9-6, 4.39, as their starter. The Rockies and Dodgers wrap up a 4-game set between NL West foes on Sunday. Colorado, 45-71 Sioux, 5th in NL West, firmly in last in the division, will go with LHP Kyle Freeland, 4-12, 4.84 ERA, as their starter. Los Angeles, 69-46, first in NL West, will counter with LHP Julio Urias, 9-6, 4.39, as their starter. The Rockies dropped the first 2 games of this series and had gone 3-7 in their 10 games prior to Saturday. In the first 2 games of their series, the offense mustered just 2 runs and 10 runs. On the year, they've put up 495 runs through 116 games, 8th lowest overall. They have struck out 1,090 times as a team, tied for 3rd most, and their 317 walks are 5th fewest. Only one player, Ryan McMahon, 19, has more than 11 home runs this season, and only 2, McMahon and Ezequiel Tovar, 103 each, have over 100 hits. After picking off the first 2 games of this series, the Dodgers found themselves in the midst of a 6-game winning streak, and they had gone 10-1 over their 11 games prior to Saturday. The offense scored 36 runs in their run of 6 straight wins and had scored 652 runs over 115 games, 2nd most overall. They have 4 players with 23 or more home runs in the lineup and 5 players with at least 58 RBIs on the year. Mookie Betts picked up 3 hits over the first 2 games of the series, giving him hits in 17 of 18 games prior to Saturday. Since July 6, he picked up 37 hits, 8 home runs, 21 RBIs and 28 runs. The Dodgers have dominated the Rockies this season, going 6-1 over their first 7 meetings. The 6 wins have come by an average margin of victory of 5.7 runs per game, and only one of them by less than 3 runs. Urias has been dominant over his last 2 starts, not allowing a run and barely allowing base runners. He gave up just 5 hits to this Rockies team back in April, one of 4 starts he had made this year without yielding a run. Colorado scored just 1 run apiece in each of the first 2 games of the series, and I can't imagine that do even that against Urias. On the other side of the coin, the Dodgers' offense is booming. They are so loaded, and Freeland struggled against them at the end of June, allowing 6 runs, 4 hits and 5 walks over 5 innings. On top of allowing just 10 hits over the first 2 games of the series, Dodgers pitching struck out 25 batters. They had a 4.32 team ERA through 115 games, a 1.26 whip, and a .244 opponent's batting average. Urias has been fantastic in August, allowing just 7 hits and 2 walks in 11 innings over 2 starts. The southpaw has gone 4-1 over his last 6 starts, and the Dodgers are 11-6 when he has hit the hill this season. Urias is 6-2 lifetime against the Rockies, with a 4.58 ERA over 20 outings against the division rival. Our total pick is under 9.5 runs. And here is why. These 2 will meet for one last series in last September, but coming into the final game of this series, they had combined for 10.4 total runs per game, though the under went 4-3 in the first 7 meetings and 4-1 in the games played at Los Angeles. While the Dodgers' offense is surely capable of putting up double-digit runs, they've done so only once against Colorado this season. I don't trust the Rockies' offense to be able to contribute much in this one, especially against Urias, who has not allowed a run in his last 2 starts and in 3 of his last 5. He also blanked this lineup earlier in the season.